picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning.
Well, hello and Merry Christmas. It is Christmas week 2016, and it's Tuesday. I didn't make a report yesterday like I should have because I was out doing the 1,000,006 errands that you have to do when it's Christmas week, finishing up shopping and getting the house ready for potential visits and things like that. What I'm working on this week, I will back up and put some weekend footage in after this clever introduction. So let's do that, and then we will come back to the current period, come back to the present. It's a Christmas present. We'll come back to the present and catch you up and go running from there. Well, hello there and welcome back in time. Yes, it is Saturday afternoon. And this is the project I'm working on for Tracy at Federation Models. He has sent me a Nova class ship, which is the Equinox right here. And this is the Rhode Island. And this is something called the Winged Defender, that is a Romulan ship. But he has tasked me with the kind job of building these and painting them, so that he can use the subsequent finished product for his box art. Right now I am doing the thing you do with all good resin kits, even as meticulously cast as these are, which is a little bit of sanding to get the pieces to match up. Now I've got these two halves glued already, or CA'd together, and they get putty next, but right now I'm in the final stages of sanding this to get these two big pieces to made up as efficiently as possible, and then they will still need puttying, but trying to get the pieces as tightly bound as I can. Welcome back. It is Sunday afternoon, and I am continuing work on the wee Equinox, or the Weequinox, I'll call it. Yes, it's the Weequinox, and the Nova class, or the Rhode Island, I'm sorry, the Weequinox and the Rhode Island. And what I've done now is I've sanded all of the putty I've put on yesterday, and I'm going to put a first coat of filler primer on these. Now the nacelles are not glued in; they are glued to the engines are glued to the pylons, but the pylons are not glued in. What I'm doing now is since the fit is so tight on those, I didn't want to take the risk of any primer getting in there, so I'm just holding them press fit in place so that when I prime them, they don't get any primer paint in there. It's going to be a bit of a tussle because, you know, nacelles are never, that's the one bane of building starships, is getting the nacelles parallel and square and all that. And with resin cast, it's even tougher. If you look down the back end of that ship, you can see how off these nacelles are, and they'll require some tweaking. So that's going to have to happen. This one I think is in a little bit better shape. It's a little bit more symmetrical right off the bat, but even at that I'm going to have to do some adjusting as necessary. So I have let Tracy know that I am missing two pieces. These nacelles are supposed to have wings here and here on both sides, and on the set and the kit he sent me, I only got two of them, so I need two more to finish off that. But I let him know, and hopefully those will show up in a day or two. This is the third ship in the bundle that Tracy sent, and it is the Romulan Winged Defender. And it has the added bonus of being able to either be built with wings up or wings down, as it is designed around the familiar bird of prey look. Tracy has asked for wings up, so that's the formation that it's going to be in, but these are the extra parts if you wanted to put wings down. So those are the extra bits of the folded bit wing hinge if you're going to use the wings down version. And like any resin kit, there's going to be a bubble here or there, and of course these are not glued on yet. I think it's going to be easier to paint these if I leave them off. It's a nice obvious break line that I don't have to worry about blending in an edge or a seam, so I'm going to leave those off. paint them separately and then attach them after it's done. But it's quite a nice and intricately molded bit for the body. Very crisp, very clean. Now the guns that go on the bottom didn't quite sit straight, so a little bit of putty around them. You straighten them up by eye, and then you putty around the outside to blend those in. So that's drying, and these are drying. And after the Bondo has had or the spot putty's had a chance to really fully cure, then I'll put a coat of filler primer on it as well. And here we are. It is back to the present, and I've got the pieces that I need laid out in the sub-assemblies for these 3 ships. These 3 ships of Orient are, and these are the pieces I'm not going to be needing because I am doing the Wing Defender in the wings up mode, so those go to the side. And I am working on some painting masks for the said wings of the Defender. But here is the little chicken looking thing. Wings go something like that and that. And really what I'm doing is getting these to a certain point so that I can put them aside and work on the bat wing. Wouldn't that be fun? I haven't seen that in a while. But these have had a couple rounds of Bondo and sanding and primer and Bondo and sanding. So they're looking really good. Now, as I've alluded to before, getting the nacelles straight and true and all of that it's a tough thing to do on a resin kit. It's a tough thing to do on a precisely engineered styrene kit. But resin kits, no matter how well they're engineered, because it's resin, there's always going to be some sort of waving and variation, and they're just not as accurate as styrene kits. You can try, but you can't finesse them like you can a styrene kit. They're going to act how they're going to act. So getting these guys in the proper orientation or close enough is going to be the trick for these guys. And then here are the, see, I got that seam nice and worked out. You wouldn't believe when I was putting those together at the first beginning how far off they were from each other, but they've been wrestled into alignment pretty easily. That's one good thing about this kit. The resin is thin enough that it allows you to bend it around the way you need it. So yay, those turned out really nice. I'm happy with those, and again, those will all be gang painted at the same time because they all use the similar colors. I am waiting from Tracy. I have heard back from him. He is mailing me the extra bits here that were mistakenly left out of the kit. So until those come, the model is more or less, these models are more or less stalled. So I am going to, there 3 deflectors to go with the 3 ships. Well, good morning. It's Friday, and if I didn't have enough Christmas distractions going on to keep me from working on models, this is what came today. Now, you may be able to tell by its clever packaging what it is. I had to take it out of the box when I picked it up at the Greyhound station. Yes, they used Greyhound to ship it because it would not fit in the back of my car. The box wouldn't. But you may be able to tell by the clever packaging what it is. Let me get it unwrapped and show you fully. Okay, I have liberated it from all of the styrofoam packing and harvested all of the styrofoam packing for further use. And voila, a honest-to-God Burke chair. Yes, it's the wrong color, and yes, that's a purple seat. Pay no attention to those. I have remedies for that on the way. But a little paint, some surprisingly blue paint that goes here, which is, believe it or not, Spa Blue is the closest commercial available paint today to that color. And black on the feet and on the stem. And of course, new cushion, new back, and triangles. And we will have ourselves a functioning bridge chair to go next to the captain's chair. My good friend Will Smith, who works with the Star Trek Continues people, have hooked me up with the gentleman who does or did their bridge chair modifications from the Burke chairs that they own. And I have a set of accoutrements coming for this. So I'm going to get it painted and ready for it to come. I won't be painting today, or more likely even this week, because it is so cold outside. But it's a coming, and I swear to you, this is the last bit of the extravagant spending I will be doing for this room. Well, here's a strange and unfamiliar sight. It is the painting table. I've actually gotten back to working on the kits, and they've got nice coats of gray primer on them. And before this report is done tonight, I am going to get some color on the Wing Defender at least. I don't know if I'll get color on these two, but I'll get base colors on this. Okay, here you can see the colors are very, very broadly roughed in, just to see if in fact these are the colors I wish to continue using. These will be base colors. There'll be tones and shades and all of that. I wanted to go with a nice blue-gray under the for the base color of both the Federation ships, keeping in line with the Voyager paint scheme, which doesn't have a lot of Aztecing. Actually, doesn't have any Aztecing, but it has, not in a traditional sense, but it does have some panel shading, which I will try to simulate on here. And then this wholly independent, never seen on anything, I don't believe, design, I'm just roughing in the big masses of colors, and of course the feathers will have more detail in them. And this, I'm using traditional bird of prey colors on this, and then we will do all the variations there within. But we'll let these dry, and then it'll also help me point out anything that still needs sanding. And that's going to bring us to the end of another modeling week, and I actually got back onto some modeling. So it was a good week all around, and as you can tell by the festive chapeau, it is, by the time you see this, it will be Christmas. So I hope you had the merriest of Christmas. I hope Santa brought you all the models you wanted. Let's see. Oh, I want to say Merry Christmas to my friends, my family, my many subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes, you know, you feel like you're yelling in the dark, and it's always nice to see when you get responses back that there are people out there that are actually paying attention and interested in asking questions. So yay for that. It's been another fine festive year. I'll get into that next week on my year-end wrap-up. I don't want to do all of that this week. But I want to say, from all of us at Aztek Dummy, which is, you know, me, I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if your faith does not have room for Christmas in it, then I hope you have a good, joyful, peaceful holiday weekend. And we will see you next year. Nah, we won't see you next year. We'll see you next week. I'll do one more week before New Year's. So we'll see you here next time. Be good. Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.